Come one, come all, and see the fantastical bearded lady and the triple testicle man. Freaks of all kinds are gathered here. Now, of course, subjectivity is always present when it comes to personal taste, but you know what? You're wrong and I'm right. So let the ugly pageant begin. Also make sure to lock the room so they don't escape. It's time to make some ships wish they were never born. It's time to name the ugliest ships in Elite Dangerous. Number 5. So, the list is kicked off in the same way the lazy seem to be kicking their interior decorators when they mention words like color, paint, or aesthetics. The 5th spot for me immediately goes to Anaconda. Why? Well, it's rather simple. See, Anaconda as a ship looks like a modestly pretty lady. You take her home and as you get to the bottom bit, instead of a cunt or even a dick, you find a reverse black hole that spews out gonorrhea. That's how disappointing and terrifying is this ship visually. I seriously think that the lazy, in their brilliant moment of ineptitude, realize that all you need to do is just to have some nice uniform sheets of metal strapped on top of it so it looks good from that angle, and leave rest of the ship unkempt. To me, all the little pricks and prods resemble massive pube forests, and as a video maker, I shit you not when I say there's no good low angle for this ship. It's impossible to make it look good like that. A pretty facade on top with scars and bits falling off on the bottom. Number 4. Next in the list of shame we have a template ship that proves how you can mishandle even the smallest things. The Dropship. This is the instance where you have a base model of a ship created, but when it comes to putting on some wings, well, fuck it, just put them on, doesn't matter how they're facing, just screw them on and be done with it. Also, I know there are real life aircraft with this sort of a wing, but do you really expect me to believe that this brick with glued on printing paper strips will enter the atmosphere unharmed? Seriously, Core Dynamics is not known for fucking up, but this one is the rare instances where supermodel trips, spraining an ankle, dislocating a shoulder, and then smashing out all of its teeth upon landing face first. Then, as the porting stands up, she starts spazzing out due to epileptic shock from all the photo flashes. This is how I see this disgrace of a ship. Seriously, Core Dynamics, you had Eagle and Vulture to learn from. The fuck happened? Well, on the bright side, the following 2 piggies got improved upon. Number 3. Now, returning to the lazy once more, I still don't get the stylings and reasoning behind Cobra 3, a wedge that is wider than your mama. Yes, TheYamiks' brain for a second thought that that joke would land. Now, what instead is landing is a self-inflicted punch to the crotch, as punishment. Anyways, I really don't get the design philosophy of this ship. Yes, we have B-2 stealth bomber that is somewhat similar, but really for a multi-purpose ship, you'd think not clipping every other ship, asteroid or lamp near landing pad would take precedent. But nope! The lazy make ship with club, make space pancake is good, yeah? No, seriously, landing something that is long is easier than landing something that is wide. That's just common simple sense. Number 2. And so, the number 2, the Jet Diary of Lakon Spaceways. Why do I say that? Well, because the ship that I'm talking about was shot out so quickly and with such velocity it reached Mach 1 in just mere seconds. The Type 10 is a ship that, just like Federal Piggies, really is nothing more than a Type 9 with a ship kit. Yet, the ship kit that was added to this thing is so stupid, it boggles the mind. Type 10 is so stupid, it's funny. So the other day I was talking with some people and the idea of having a ship kit for this ship that would add another spoiler on top of the current one was born. So you could spoiler, well you spoil. Now seriously, if this were to exist, it no doubt would be the dumbest thing in any space game I've ever played. Yes, that would even surpass the levels of stupidity that only Star Citizen backers know of. You might wonder why Type 10 is in this spot if it technically is not ugly in a typical sense. Well, that's the thing. It conquers this spot solely by being so stupid. And once I put down the absurd and sarcastic face, it turns into a deluge of questions on which you are left with only more questions. Oh, and you might say that, no, other ships have spoilers and then pontoons as well. Now, ship kits, of course. Well, by default, Type 10 is already this stupid. Wait till they introduce the double spoiler ship kit. Number 1. And the top spot of this freak show is given to none other than the golden dumpster fire that is once more the Lacey's creation, the Sidewinder. This ship I know is meant to be a cheap-ass, broke-ass piece of scrap that some Neanderthals just slapped together, and sure as fuck it sounds, looks, and probably smells like shit too. I've never liked the design of it. See, not only it's bad looking on its own, but it's also the first ship that everyone is forced to use. And having a ship that looks like a floating sofa and not a spaceship creates a pretty bad first impression, or at least it did to me. Seriously, Hauler is a traditional looking space shuttle, and now tell me, was it too much to ask to have that as our starting ship? Or better yet, Eagle. Now that ship I fell in love even after using many different other ships. Honestly, I think the Pilots Federation just gave us the most lamest thing possible. And for that, fuck you two assholes. As I have said in the past, just because it's a classic design that some kid without imagination came up with, doesn't make it any more less shit. I mean seriously, it's like saying the fucking Morris Marina is a good car because it's a classic. Yeah, well fuck it, anyways, that's the list. But wait, there's a little bit more. The dishonorable mentions. Clipper. Yes, this ship to me is quite ugly, even though it's fabulous as fuck. See, Clipper has wonderful parts and some really ugly parts too. So it's the case of where the extremes meet. Most of all, the thing that I hate about the ship is the Neanderthal foreheads and the scrawny legs. So the lesson of the day will be, at least, never skip the leg day, kids. And Courier, the same issue here. Jailbait pretty much on one side and botched plastic surgery monstrosity on the other. Mostly though the misshapen penis nose of the ship is the thing that turns me off. So there you go, bunch of freaks and monsters. Some were created because the lack of imagination was plaguing the art team, and others were a result of pure stupidity. Nevertheless, this, again, was my own list, and if you have something to add, do feel free to share your own list down below. So, the list is kicked off in the same way. The Lacey seem to be kicking their She starts spazzing out due to epileptic shock, but fuck! And the top spot of the freak show is given to the none other than the golden dumpster fire that is once more the Lacey's creation. I can speak. So, the lesson of the day will be, at least, never skip the day leg. Day leg, yes, the day leg. Brain think TheYamiks good. Oh, come on! And now, it's fixed! Yay! What a wonderful feature. But honestly, it is. Unfortunately, it's not very well done. It's only for tech demo. Oh well. Come on! Fuck! Come on! Oh, come on. Okay, so I want to put a name on my ship. Yep, I see that nameplate really well. Ah crap. Ah crap. Try as you might, this thing still looks like crap.